Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Sridhar hitting the road for a 3-day trip in a 1.2 liter naturally aspirated Tata Tiago 2020, destination Chikmagalur, expecting a great mix of open highways, curvy hill roads. Sit back, turn your brightness up, plug in your headphones and enjoy the show.
Soon as we started with a lot of enthusiasm, we had our first stop at the Shell near my home. Petrol? No. Coffee? No. What a great start. But we kept the spirit anyway and rushed out to beat Bangalore before it became. Enter the newly paved tarmac, amazing to drive in the early morning with almost no traffic. Dasrahali tollgate open to a wide open highway, slow moving truck comfortably chilling in the fast lane. The cold air coming through a slightly open window, the feel of a properly gripped tire on a fresh tarmac, nice feeling. And how can I have good things for long? Jumped onto the Hassan highway, immediately welcomed with jokers chilling in the middle of the road, truck on the wrong side, classic. The road were old, cracked, bouncy, the kind of road that reminds you India has two type of roads, ones they show in the ad and the ones you actually drive. As Tata makes good suspension, the cracked, bouncy roads were not a big deal breaker. Soon the sun set high, I was comfortably doing 80 and above. And that is the sweet spot of Tiago. You can feel the engine is not stressed, everything is working in harmony, not fighting the road, not fighting itself, just cruising like it was made exactly for this. And then, the Creta owner being Creta owner. Madalasa. Madalasa? Masalosa. Once the stomach was full, we continued. The road started throwing diversions and one of my diverted dream which never happened passed me on the road. I was annoyed and the sun also joined the game. Windows up, temperature down, soon to stop at the Shell again to buy some expensive product courtesy of Mr. Katkari. Also finally got that coffee. Continued back to 3 digits, reached the Hassan town. Roads got smaller, speed breakers everywhere. Rain started drizzling slowly. In some minutes crossed Hassan town. More greenery, bouncy road got bouncier, mist started appearing in the distance, roads got wet, but honestly, I love driving through small towns on a road trip. Not too modern, covered in greenery, everything moves at a slow pace, loud, which also hints Kovi Road ahead. Stopped at Yagachi Lake and finally rain blasted to say hi. Was happy, continued in rain, damaged roads, visibility is not great. The mix of all of it made the drive not so great. Soon, we reached the hotel with mild disappointment. No curvy road, no proper hill drive on day one. After a short break, explored Chikmagalur town. Roads inside the town? Decent. Nobody honks here. Loved it. Someone should really teach this to Bangalore. Also visited Hirikoli Lake. The roads were good with nature all around. The bad patches were completely manageable. The Tiago suspension handled it without any drama. The drive to Chikmagalur doesn't feel like arriving at a hill station. Not much drive enjoy once you're in the town, but the day 2 is a different story. 2-hour drive each way to Hebbe Falls. Early morning, hill roads, that's what I came for.
Good morning ladies and gentlemen, dark skies, moody road, heavy falls on the horizon, but first, coffee.
10 minutes of the town roads leading out to the beginning of hill roads. Once the mountains started getting closer, the road started showing its true self. Soon as we exited the town, greenery on both sides, good curvy roads, sun peeking through saying hi, golden light hitting everything just right. The drive and the mood, everything felt in harmony. Yesterday's disappointing roads were forgiven this morning. Estate roads, curvy sections, slightly drizzling. The mood, the drive, the feel of the car through the corners, today evened it all out. The nature got too pretty just to drive past. I stopped to click some amazing photos of my beauty. My wife clearly misunderstood for why I stopped. Continued along the scenic road towards Hebbe Falls. Enjoyable drive to the small, beautiful towns, lush green on every side, mist slowly disappearing as the sun took over, and the destination visible far in the distance. The 1.2 liter spreading its wings, munching the miles. Breakfast with a view. Post the breakfast, continue the uphill drive. Curvy roads, wet from slight drizzling, roads getting narrow and curvy is exactly what you want. The narrow tar road transitioned into concrete, bouncy but fun, and not too soon, the mist said hi. The road that was clear just a minute ago started getting foggier, visibility dropping, the mist started taking over, clicked some moody montage, continued crossing multiple small waterfalls on the way, finally reaching the starting point of Hebbe Falls. Parked the Tiago as it brought us as far as it could. The rest of the journey needed something else. A trekking along with it to witness the breathtaking waterfalls. Coming out of Hebbe Falls, heavy rain, roads packed with traffic, tourists all heading to the Hebbe Falls at the same time. Thinking it was a good call going in there early as the traffic was manageable, now it's a very different story. No energy left to spare, then headed back. No rush, no agenda, just the nature and cruising casually. Slowly the visibility got better, and when my wife started snoring, I decided to have a spirited drive back to the hotel. Splashing water on the side of the road, pushing the speed, testing the Yokohamas in wet, chasing the lorries, car covered in dirt. This is what happens when a guy goes out to play in the rain. Then stopped for ice cream in the pouring rain. The joy was bigger than the people looking at us like we were stupids. End of day 2. Happy drive, happy mood, great food after some rest. Clean the Tiago, topped up, ready for day 3.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good that you're hanging in tight. It's the last day of the trip. Checked out of the hotel before reaching the home. Let's visit Karnataka's tallest peak and Jerry Falls. Coffee at the same spot. Let's go.
Scenic road opening up ahead on the way up. The roads were amazing. Sunday morning energy felt like everyone was racing to see who hit the mountain first. There were weekend crowd, but the roads were too good to complain about. Slowly, the road started covered in mist. Darker as we climbed higher, on both sides, the sound of the tiny waterfall that had formed overnight from the showers pleasant. Kept climbing, roads got rougher, some potholes here and there, but the mist and the view made up for all of it. Soon reached the car parking, switched to a different vehicle for the final stretch to the top. Went early thinking we would beat the crowd, but turns out a lot of people had the exact same idea. Place was a dream. Took it all in and some yum yum and some click click. Started driving back down, a short but a clean dreamy one. After the peak, headed towards Jerry Falls. Traffic picked up on the way to the Jerry Falls. Amazing growth, but
Zero visibility.
visibility almost zero. Speed dropped to survive. Took a jeep to the falls again. The experience from the falls was okay, but we got completely soaked and stepped out of Jerry Falls. Our jeep driver auditioning for villain role, muddy shoes, cattle blocking the road to say hi. My seat had a new accessory, started to descend. Few tourists didn't know what to do in the middle of the road. Police stopped to check the. From there, good music, good road, misty scene, wife feeding me. Nothing more needed. A quick stop for a fridge magnet to remember the trip by. Visibility worry disappeared as soon as the sun finally showed up. Roads clear, driving down the hill, feeling good. Tourists kept pouring in as we were leaving, good time to head out. Back in bright sunny Chikmagalur, grabbed a quick lunch, got a bit comfy and took a small break at the Shell Cafe nearby. Again, we started with some rain which slowly disappeared. Chikmagalur said a goodbye with slight drizzling. Sunday evening, roads packed with enthusiast drivers tried to be precise and calculative. Town roads got slightly annoying, then finally onto the highway. Crossed the tolls, weather bright and sunny, kept a good pace, and the closer we got to Bangalore, the more common sense of people started leaving the chat. Inched through the traffic, finally reaching home. Dirty shoes, dirty clothes, dirty car, tired but happy. Just going to Chikmagalur alone is not worth the drive because it's a base of a hill station. The driving experience getting there is just like any highway trip with some towns in between. But the magic happens to the drive to the waterfalls and viewpoints. Moody road, rapidly changing terrain, mist, rain, and 85% of good roads all make the experience worth every kilometer you drive. And since the drives are only 1 hour each way, it's easy to enjoy even when you're tired from trekking, sightseeing, and fighting with the wind. Only thing, if you're going for sightseeing, pick a different season. Most of the sites are covered in mist and fog. What's behind the mist is the actual view. You won't see it at this time of the year. The 1.2-liter Tiago was an amazing companion, finding parking, passing through narrow roads, no issue at all. The unibody chases gave a better driving feel throughout. Yes, there are that 15% of the stretch that was bad and I wish I had my friends start with me, but the Tiago took us everywhere. That was no such place it wouldn't go. An SUV is not going to make this place feel any better or the drive any more enjoyable. The places where the tar would actually shine, the private vehicles are not allowed anyway. So close your eyes, pick any monocoque front-wheel drive machine that you love. Even an Alto would do a great job. So if you are the petrol head going for a driving experience to Chikmagalur, to feel the machine walking with you through the corners, the rain, the hill,
Ladies and gentlemen, go start your engine. This is Sridhar. Thank you for tuning in. Tiago and I are signing off. I will see you again very soon with a different story. Bye.
மச்சி உன் தார் தெரியா லடாக் போயிட்டு வந்துடுறேன்.